The saber in your hand is a podcast on your screen.
Hi everyone, welcome back to the Kamen Up Next podcast. I'm your host, the Giant Robot, with my co-hosts Jesse
Yo.
and Nick.
Hey everybody.
And today we're talking about Kamen Rider Saber. For the first time since this podcast inception, we're not focusing on Kamen Rider 01.
And that's only because we're out of content for Kamen Rider 01 to talk about.
Otherwise,
I wanted
we can keep
to.
going.
Yeah, I mean, we threw around the idea of possibly doing a whole podcast on episode 35.5 that we didn't watch.
No, only you threw that around.
Yeah.
Okay, I threw that idea. But I don't remember.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, we basically watched a little over half of Saber so far. And we're just going to talk about that.
We're
We've watched
right on
26
track.
episodes.
We're right on track for the finale airing last night.
Yeah, the plan is we're really gonna talk about half the series now, and I think by the time the next podcast airs, we will have finished.
By the
Saber,
time next podcast airs, there will be 2 episodes of Revice even.
No, one. One. I think next week is like the tie-in between Saber and Revice. Because Revice starts on the 5th.
Yeah.
Does it?
So there's a week, but yeah.
Okay, there's a week in between.
So the first
Okay.
episode of Revice will be on the next day.
It'll air the day before we film the we're going to have to try to watch that then. Like,
Yeah, me and Nick already talked about that earlier.
Okay.
Like we're gonna
Alright.
watch it day of.
Cool. So next week is next podcast
Rest of Saber.
is second half of Saber, first episode of Revice.
Yeah.
Sick.
Can't
I'm
wait.
into it. Maybe a little. Anyway, we'll get into that later. Let's talk about Kamen Rider Saber.
So
Where do we even start? We've got the plot so far. We're talking about half the series, right? So the
Yeah.
series is finished. We're only 26
We're only 26
so.
episodes in.
episodes in,
Yeah.
and okay, well we could start with general sentiment.
we could do like we did with the movie for 01 where we just talk
Just
about
talk
it.
about stuff. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, okay, so just general sentiment, boys.
Here we go.
Do you guys want to know how I feel about it?
Yeah, go. Let's start
So-
with the bad review of it.
I mean, like, so I don't hate it. It's extremely underwhelming to me. I like 95% of the characters I feel are boring or bad. The villains are pretty meh altogether. Like, again, like 90% of the villains are like pretty boring, I feel like. The story's like not super great or intuitive or easy to follow. It's like it's not all there. It feels a lot of stuff feels half baked. I feel like it's trying like a little too hard to be like an epic like medieval like modern medieval like kind of story thing. You know what I mean? Like an epic fantasy, I guess.
I like pretty much agree with everything you said. I just don't dislike it as much as you do. Still.
I'm still enjoying watching it.
Yeah.
I don't there's like not enough, there's too many things I don't like versus what I do like, I guess.
For
Also,
me, if I had to sum it up,
Yeah.
it's not, again, it's like you. It's not that I don't like it. It's not that I don't look forward to watching. I actually look forward to finishing the series and everything.
Yeah.
It's just if you just boil it down to like one thing, is oftentimes you get asked that question like, "Oh, I'm getting into Kamen Rider for the first time. What's the series that you'd recommend that I'd watch?" And Saber isn't on the list that I would recommend to that person who's just starting to get into Kamen Rider.
Yeah.
I can't put my thumb on exactly why, but I just don't feel like Saber's the series that would hook someone that hasn't seen the franchise
Mm-hmm.
at all, So
I
for me,
totally agree with that.
that's the sentiment in general. Not to like pinpoint anything specific that I think is like, quote unquote wrong with it or whatever, but it's
Mhm.
just if someone comes up to me and says like, "Hey, you guys do a Kamen Rider podcast and I'm starting to get into it. What series would you recommend?" I don't think I'd recommend Saber.
I would never say Saber should be the first one you
Absolutely agree. Just like it's out of all the series I've watched so far, it's got by far the weakest like cast and characters.
Yeah.
I don't know if the cast sucks or just their characters suck, so that's why I feel that way.
I feel like there
But-
might be too many characters.
It's a very ensemble cast for sure.
There's too many, and none of them like stand out really.
Well, I mean, there's some
In a
characters that
positive
I
way.
actually like so far. I think have potential, and I really like. I like Yuri since his
Yeah.
introduction.
Yeah.
I like Daishinji.
Yeah, I mean there are standout characters for sure, but I think overall, like, especially where like from like episode 13-ish to now, a lot of characters just aren't doing anything.
And this whole arc of everyone being against Toma for stupid reasons, and it's just really frustrating to watch.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think also the plot's been really Toma centric. It's almost like you're watching Dragon Ball and you're watching Goku's story for a lot of it.
Can I say that is like the single most thing that I don't like about Saber is
Toma.
It's not, and it's not Toma's fault, but it's how much of the plot and everybody's motivation and the fact that he gets all the power-ups, like the fact that everything centers around Toma bothers me. And it makes sense in terms of I guess like a Kamen Rider series where you always have like the main rider who is the focus and gets all the power-ups and who the story is revolved around. It makes sense, but with such a large cast of like heroes, to have still like there's 7 swordsmen, and
There's
still
quite a
like
few, yeah.
everything revolves around Toma. It's so frustrating because nobody else gets character growth.
It's also shitty because like he's just like the new guy to the group, and everyone's supposed to be like experienced members of this group.
Yeah,
I
But
think
they're like worse than he is.
yeah,
I agree, but I also understand that from a story perspective, I think what they were trying to do is Toma's like the prophesized warrior hero that's supposed to wield the sword, that's supposed to free them all and whatever. And so, in essence, everyone is by default secondary, but secondary doesn't necessarily mean, no spotlight whatsoever. We just came off of 01 where Fua was a secondary rider, but at times carried
stole the
plot or
show
carried
a lot
the,
of it. Yeah,
yeah.
or
Not just because of the standout performance of the actor, but also because of the way it was written. I mean, like Fua wasn't written to be just support for Aruto. He was, a common rider in his own right.
I think Build is also a good example of that.
Say the same thing.
Where SENSHO is basically support for all the other riders.
Yeah.
Well, even Xaid that we watched, Hero wasn't exactly like
a secondary. Can I say, just like tangentially, I hate terms like people have started using terms like tertiary rider and shit like that. Somebody called Greece like their favorite tertiary rider, and I was like, can you imagine like sacrificing yourself to save the world for somebody to say that you're their favorite tertiary rider?
I mean, like he's technically a tertiary rider.
I hate terms like that. It's like it devalues what they bring to the show anyway. That's just my 2 cents on things like that. Secondary is like okay, but like tertiary just feels like a slap in the face.
I think secondary is fine when there's literally like 2 riders in the show, but these days there's too many riders for that to really like
who
be a thing.
Who even in Saber is the secondary rider? I mean, you could say Blades like Rintaro, but he hasn't done anything. He
early on got some upgrades and then hasn't done anything since.
Can his fucking this is gonna be me.
He went to the hyperbolic time chamber, had a training montage, and then didn't do shit.
He got the same upgrade as Toma, right? The big book that gives him the Busto or whatever. Yeah. And it had zero impact on his character, on the story, on anything. It had no impact. Because it wasn't Toma that got it. Like, it wasn't Toma's power-up. It was somebody else's power-up. So they were just like, you got power-up too now. Like, it had no impact. He's used it, like, twice. Because he's only fought twice. Because nobody's fighting anymore. Except for Toma. That's a whole other nonsense.
I mean, I think one of the challenges when you've got a story with so many, like, characters is you have to juggle tasks for all of those characters. Figure out things for all of them to do. So that, you don't wind up thinking, we haven't seen that character in the wild or doing nothing, you know? but there have been moments in Saber where we've been watching and being like, these characters specifically have been put aside and have done nothing for 5 episodes.
Literally,
you know?
literally,
Yeah.
Ren and Rintaro for the
Yeah.
last
It's-
10 episodes have been sitting at southern base. Yeah, at the southern
Well,
base, and then
southern.
like yeah, and then like sometimes Ren will show up and then fight the wrong person.
No, but and also every time it's like the whole group of them that are at the southern base, right? And they're like, "Oh, we gotta go stop Toma," and every time it's Buster
Yeah,
and Slash that go
Ogami and yeah,
Ogami and Daishinji.
yeah.
Daishinji.
Daishinji,
It's
yeah.
it's always them.
Rintaro can't decide. He's like
Just
too
sulks.
indecisive. He's just crying all the time. Ren's just pissed that that Kento's not there. And then he goes, and then Ren will end up going and fighting a Megiddo. But then Toma's there. He's like, oh, I gotta fight Toma instead of the actual monster trying to destroy and kill humans. I'll fight the guy that's fighting the monster that I'm trying to fight.
In Rintaro's defense, he is still the only swordsman who hasn't had a chocolate eclair. So I would be sulking too.
That's true.
He doesn't
I'll give him
deserve
that.
one at this point, though, man. He doesn't deserve the chocolate eclair.
Just everybody up until this whole arc, up until Daishinji decided to go fight with Toma, everybody has just been garbage.
Ogami's had some moments where he's like, you know, his tough exterior is starting to break down, and like you see the softy inside. Like, I don't think Ogami's a terrible character either. I like his whole "I'm a father" thing. I like Daishinji. Mei is always fun to watch because her reactions.
Yeah,
in every single
Mei is
season
my
are-
favorite character, like obviously.
Yeah, and
It's
Mei's
surprising.
actually a character that actually winds up, you know, similar to a lot of our 01 cast. She's able to just play off of everyone. Every scene that she's in, she interacts with someone. She's really good.
Yeah, she's really she's funny. Like she's legitimately funny in her like expressions, and she's a good actress and is like
The dynamic
fun
that I
to
really
watch.
like is her and Yuri interacting is actually
Mhm.
pretty funny.
Yeah,
Oh, wait, when she
Absolutely.
made him henshin because he was like not doing it.
yeah,
Yeah,
he
it was
just
pretty
like
funny.
not interested.
Like those two characters interact really well. I really like their
Yeah.
chemistry.
One thing I really like, I don't know if you guys noticed, but I noticed it when we were watching the other day.
Mhm.
Every time May's with like the riders, and then like they run off somewhere, the riders will arrive first, and then like a minute later, May will finally arrive. Like, obviously she can't keep up with them
Yeah,
because they're like trained swordsmen.
Yeah.
So it's like it's like I like that subtle touch
yeah.
that she's always late
She was
because she
like a
can't keep
second
up
late.
with them.
Yeah, that's fun.
It is. Oh, Tassel too. Tassel's pretty. Good.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
Tassel's
Okay,
great.
so it's definitely like Tassel and May are like tied for number one.
When
because
we
they're both
first
so
started
fun.
watching, I hated Tassel because it was I thought it was just a little cringe. But it's like it's kind of the thing where it's like it's you like it ironically
yeah,
until it becomes
becomes
unironically the best
unironic.
character.
Mhm.
Yeah,
That's definitely what happened with Tassel.
it 100% is.
And then you find out that he's like one of the original swordsmen.
Yeah,
he's,
Victor.
He's tasked to protect the Wonder World, and you're like, damn, Tassel.
He lost Yuri's book. That was
Oh yeah,
great.
isn't one of the last things we saw was like he was talking to Master Logos and
yeah.
he got like
He confronted Logos.
shot and was like, I don't know what happened.
Mhm.
Like a beam from the book hit him.
He got sucked into the book, didn't he?
I think
Oh,
something like that. Yeah.
Maybe yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, but you know, okay, so we've showered a lot of negative sentiment in the first half hour of the podcast,
Yeah.
but
Uh-huh.
obviously there's stuff to like about Saber, and I'm sure there's people out there that really like the series.
Oh yeah.
Aesthetically, you know, there have been moments where we see a new henshin, we see a new form, and we're like, damn, that looks cool. Like,
Yeah, I
Oh,
will
yeah.
say a lot of really like top notch forms.
Draconic Knight.
Draconic
is-
Knight is one of the coolest, best looking Kamen Rider suits I've ever seen. I can't even deny that.
I also really like Primitive Dragon.
Primitive Dragon.
I like
really
it.
cool.
It's kind of like a Necro Dragon kind
Mhm.
of
It's like
vibe.
Skull. Like I said, Skull Greymon.
the suit actor that does Primitive Dragon is just
It's pretty.
It's
good.
got to be the dangerous zombie suit actor.
Well,
He's got the same vibe.
I will say it's the same suit actor that is regular Saber.
Could be
Is
this.
it?
Could be the Gem suit actor. Who knows?
It's possible because I mean, like it's the same
They
guy as
yeah,
but it like they didn't like get a different person to be in the suit
yeah,
for
probably.
Primitive Dragon. It's the same guy that does regular Saber and all of his other forms.
Yeah, but it's good.
Oh,
I
he's
also
really
really
good.
like Sabella's form.
Sabella, yeah, we just saw it
I-
for like the first time.
I like the way she looks, and her like powers are pretty cool. I don't
Yeah,
like
like
her as a
mist
character because
powers.
she's kind of a bitch, but I like her.
She sucks
her.
right now, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Reika or Sabella, whatever her name is. Um, she has heavy Amatsu guy vibes
Mhm.
for me. It's like I
Oh,
see her and I'm like, oh,
She's
this
gonna
is
be a
early.
good guy at some point for
This is
sure.
early guy,
Well,
right here.
She is like part of the sort of logo, so she is part of like the group of good guys.
Yeah, well, but this sort of logos is clearly corrupt
Pretty corrupt.
from the head.
The master,
Rotten
master
from the
Logos
core.
himself.
I kind of already knew going into it that Master Logos was not a bad dude, you know,
Mm-hmm.
because of spoilers.
Yeah, I know lots of things because of spoilers.
Oh, speaking
Well-
of forms, also the movie we just watched, the
Mhm.
emotional dragon form is pretty cool too.
I
do like
think
it.
that's better. That's a better upgrade, like 3-book upgrade, even though it's I guess a big book one, than the one Toma has. Just like aesthetically, I guess. What's his 3-book form called?
Crimson
Three book
Dragon.
Crimson Dragon.
Crimson Dragon. I think Emotional Dragon is better than Crimson Dragon.
Oh, 100%.
Design wise, it makes more sense, right? Because he's already red, white, and black. So like him being all red, like felt weird. Like it looks good, but like the Emotional Dragon just looks better. I don't know.
No,
It makes sense
Yeah.
on Blades because Blades is all blue. Like even in base form, like or one book, his middle book, he's just all blue anyway. So his 3-book form being all blue makes sense. But Saber is 3 colors, so his upgrade, his like minor upgrade should be the same 3 colors in my opinion anyway.
Oh, I agree. It definitely looks aesthetically like it was designed
Mhm.
to have that as like the full form, which
Yeah.
is like why it's weird. I think when you see Crimson Dragon,
He gets
you're like,
he gets the shield on his arm too that looks super sick. Like come on, that's so dope.
I don't remember the shield.
The Emotional Dragon has a shield on
It-
his not sword arm.
Yeah, I saw it. There was like one big close up
Mhm.
of it.
It's sick. I like it. Espada's 3-book form is like nice. It's gold, so like even though he's like gold and white, him being all gold is fine. It doesn't like look like it clashes or anything.
Omega Wall.
Omega lol.
Get it? I said who Mega Wall because he's barely in the show because he fucking dies.
Yeah. Died at episode
Spoilers.
12? 13?
Something like that. And now he's back, but he's Caliber.
Yeah, he's
Wait, I totally called that when he died,
Yeah.
didn't I?
yeah. But I mean
Oh my! I
like
forgot.
that it was kind of obvious.
Yeah, but it took so long that I forgot that I called
Oh,
it.
okay, fair enough.
I expected it to come into play way right away.
Oh, like how they just fought Falchion in that movie, but then that was Kamen Rider Falchion, by the way. And
Oh,
then,
that's what he was called.
yeah, and then he comes back from a movie. He comes back 20 episodes later than the movie
Yeah.
takes place.
I thought he was gonna like die. He went into the sword, and I thought he was just gonna come back and be like, "Yo, I'm Caliber now, bitches."
That's what he did.
Yeah, but it took a long time, and he's.
Oh, you thought it was gonna be immediate.
But also, I didn't expect him to be fucking like Vaxeldon, fucking coming back just to save the world, and then he dies again probably. I mean, he looks like a fucking zombie.
He's been in the Shadow Realm for a long time.
He's pasty, pale, like moist looking.
A little moist. His coat is cool looking though.
Yeah, sure.
The trench coat.
Yeah, well, it's but it's got like a collar. I don't know. I liked it, the way it looked. I thought it was cool.
Yeah, but he always had that, didn't he?
No, he wore
No,
he
he
wore
wore, like, a
he wore a
black-
trench coat before. Now he's got like a different like it's like
He used to wear black, now
It's
he
like
wears like
sandy
beige-ish,
beige. Yeah. with like white pants or something. Speaking of Caliber, probably the like second best design, third maybe, design suit on the show. Kamen Rider Caliber.
I really like his big book
The
form.
big book form looks really cool.
Joe,
Yeah.
was it Joe Dragon?
Zhao Dragon?
Zhao Dragon.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Which is like Tyrant or something.
Yeah, something like that. Very sick, I have to say.
I like it.
I Caliber was and is, I guess, my favorite villain out of the
His sword is kind of like a Flamberge also.
mhm.
Pretty cool.
Isn't it like little like spinny saws?
No, it's like wavy, boys.
It's not like spinny saws? I thought it was like saws. Okay.
What do you mean by spinny saw?
Well, like it's like little circles, and then they spin like a saw.
Oh.
But if it's
No,
just
I-
wavy,
I don't
then
see that
it's
at all.
Flamberge.
Yeah, it's just wavy.
No,
Yeah.
it's just like a wavy Flamberge type of.
All right. I misread the sword then. Still cool sword. His the way he
Oh, yeah.
transforms too. He just like on the button.
Here's a question for you: why is purple the color of evil riders? Why is there always an evil purple rider?
I'm trying to think of like a non-evil purple.
3 of the shows that I mean, like they become not evil, but
Yeah.
they start evil.
I was gonna say Zio isn't evil, but he's also not entirely purple. He's kind of pinkish.
It's like what, Hirobi.
Yeah,
Rogue.
Ruby and Rogue, Caliber,
Genm.
Again.
Yeah.
All I can think about is Ultraman Trigger multi-type being purple, but that's not common, right?
Not Kamen Rider.
Doesn't follow the same rules.
Uh,
It happens in Sentai too. Sometimes.
I think O's has a purple form, but I haven't got that far yet.
Nope.
I think that's his final form, to be completely honest. By your reaction,
okay,
and
wait.
what I've seen.
Would you consider Kamen Rider Rogue to fall into the purple category?
Yeah.
Rogue, yeah.
And
He's
if yes,
purple.
do you count like that one episode where he was a villain?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was a villain.
Yeah, true.
I mean, like, he technically wasn't once he was Kamen Rider Rogue and he was pretending, but he was still evil.
Can I say this without being weird?
No, but go ahead.
I would I was in the shower like half an hour ago and I was just thinking about Kamen Rider Rogue in the shower.
In what context? Go on.
Just about how cool he was. That's basically it.
Oh,
I mean,
my gosh.
he is one of my favorite
I
writers.
was just like, I really like Kamen Rider Rogue.
Hence my color scheme for the podcast.
Oh, I'm gonna cry.
Dude, it's
Kamen
okay.
Rider Rogue
He got revived in the new
shampoo.
world.
Anyway.
He did lose his beard though, so that is really sad.
Oh, there's also I think when I look back on it,
Those are toys, right?
No, this is the legit
That's from the show?
The show, yeah.
That looks like toys.
The Arthur, I forget the name of the book in the show.
King of Arthur.
King of Arthur
King.
book with the he gets a big robot that turns Toma into the sword. The more I think about it, the more that's my favorite thing that's happened on the show.
It's you know what? Me and Nick called it when we watched that you were gonna love it, and then you didn't, but now you do.
I think you chose not to like it because we called it that you would like it. So you're like, I can't like this.
It's probably the worst thing I've seen in the
I
show.
think we watched it when I watched it when it was a bad time for me. And looking back on it, I enjoyed it a lot more because of how fucking stupid it is.
It's the second worst part of the show. I mean,
Second best.
the worst part is Ren. I fucking hate that guy.
For me, it's a tie between Ren and Toma's outfits.
It's fun to laugh at Toma's outfits.
True.
Yeah, I think if you were to cut Ren and like Kenzan out of the show entirely,
Much better show.
Yeah.
you're probably not losing anything, is the thing. I mean, that's one of the things. The other
I think
thing
you're
is that
gaining.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Ren hasn't done anything yet. He's just been overly attached to Kento and then too mad at Toma.
I think I know some stuff. I think he does some stuff later on.
I definitely have also had things spoiled for me, and he definitely does at least one thing later.
Yeah, but
Well,
we haven't seen it yet.
I thought that happened way earlier than it seems to be going to, because we're already at episode 26.
I mean, I'd be surprised if like someone said, "Hey, Kenzan/Ren is my favorite rider," and if you're that person, let us know why you think that.
Let us know why.
I'd be curious.
I also don't like that he's a ninja.
Let me know if you like
Let
Ren
us know in the
Kenzan,
comments.
and if you're older than 14.
Yeah, oh, there you go. Perfect. Because that's how old Ren is, right? He's like 14.
I don't know.
He acts like it anyway.
Yeah.
And if not Ren, who is your favorite Kamen Rider in Kamen Rider Saber?
Saber.
Let us know in the comments.
Overall, probably Yuri. What's his Kamen Rider name? He's a Kamen Rider what?
Oh,
I don't even know. What the hell?
Is Yuri a Kamen Rider? Because he's a sword. He's just
Well,
the sword
yeah.
of light.
But he's also a writer,
Well, no.
especially
Or
with
silver.
X.
He no,
X sword,
so,
Swordsman X, whatever.
but then he's just the armor that goes over the shadow.
I'm looking it up.
I'm also looking it up.
Because
Psycho. Kamen Rider Psycho.
it is just Psycho. I
Righted.
was gonna suggest that.
Oh, like Saiko.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not psycho as in this guy's nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he is still just the armor that goes around the shadow form, even after he gets the X swordsman book.
Yeah. I really like the color into the arm.
Yeah, the jingle is full color leg or something he gets when he does the rider.
For some
kick.
reason, I always think of Shaman King, like Amidamaru into the sword, but the arm instead.
But with the jingle, it's like full color 2 legs.
He's got the best jingles.
Yeah, absolutely.
Who is this?
Yeah. Yuri's introduction was, I think, a turning point for the show. It was like, oh, this is really cool.
Except for the fact that it was still in the part where everyone was trying to fight Toma because they're stupid. So
well, technically his introduction is when he gave Toma the King of Arthur book.
It's his first appearance. I wouldn't call that an introduction. I think that's a little different.
I mean, Kamen Rider Psycho's introduction. How about that?
There you go.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Because we.
Oh wait, no. Can I just say something?
Yeah.
He is not just a shadow with the armor on when he's in the second form. Remember, he got hit and he was like, "Oh, this is what pain feels like. It's been so long." He's there physically.
Yeah, he's the armor that got hit.
No, he's the dude. He's becoming back in. He's becoming a swordsman and the sword.
But can I give you my argument against that?
What?
When he puts all the full color into the armor into the leg, his eyes flash when he talks, and it's on the arm or on the leg that the eyes are flashing.
On the head.
That's what I'm saying. Is he's the armor?
I think he's still the
surrounding the body.
Pain.
He's not the body. The body's a
never
shadow.
Felt pain when the sword got hit.
Yeah, but he's still just the armor.
I think we need a tiebreaker. Who do you believe?
He still sees out of the eyes on the armor, even when it's the arm. He's looking with his arm out.
I do recall that he when he went to retrieve the book, he was like, "This is to resurrect me as a sword."
Yeah, he said that,
and not just a sword. So it's but it never was explicitly stated afterwards. So I mean,
then he felt pain for the first time in 1,000 years.
Can I counterpoint again? When he transforms, right? The sword happens, and then the shadow comes up, and then the armor surrounds the shadow. He doesn't become the shadow person. Boy. We're gonna have to agree to disagree until
I
there's
think,
more
I think
evidence.
he does. I think he like basically regains a physical body when he's the ex-swordsman. I do think that that's the case.
That's why he can actually be hit and not just they pass through.
Yeah.
I think
we
that's
can
just
look it
because
up.
he's the armor, but you know,
I'm pretty sure if all his armor was on the arm and he got hit in the torso, it would still hit him.
I don't think that's the case.
Because then why would he even have the armor on the torso? What is it protecting?
It's giving him physicality. It's giving him a space where he can, like, he forms a body, right? Like an exoskeleton, and then he manipulates the sword instead of being the sword. It gives him a way to be a swordsman and not just a sword.
Well, he can just do that as the shadow.
No, even as the shadow, he's still the sword. The
But
shadow
if he's the
just
swordsman,
the
then
shadow
he's the
just looks
swordsman.
no, but the shadow just looks like it's using the sword. The shadow is not doing anything. He's still just manipulating his own body as a sword. When he has the ex-swordsman and he's got the armor, he is then he is the armor manipulating the sword as a swordsman.
No, I think he's got a physical body, and you're not gonna change my mind. He felt pain, dude.
It's fine.
I don't know what to tell you.
He can feel pain when the armor gets hit because he's the armor.
But he's the sword. He never feels
you guys
pain
are-
when the sword clashes.
Why would he feel pain on the armor if he's got a physical body under the armor? If the armor is not him?
Bro, okay, why is when any Kamen Rider gets hit and they're like, oh, it hurts. It hit my armor of my suit, but it hurts. Because it still hurts when even if you have armor.
I disagree.
Every Kamen Rider wears armor. Because it looks like latex doesn't mean it is.
I still disagree.
Uh,
What do you think? Let us know in the comments.
leave it to Saber to do this to us.
I'm not like upset. I just
Tearing us
I
apart.
Quit the
disagree.
Ex-swordsman is tearing us apart.
Anyway, he's my favorite rider.
That's fair.
All this to say.
Yeah, hence the passion. Hence the passion for the argument.
My favorite rider in Saber, not my favorite rider overall by far.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Favorite rider in Saber for me is Slash. Love him. Can't get enough of him.
You just love Hansel nuts to Gretel.
I love Hansel Nuts to Gretel, but I also love the like rock singer
Bremen to Rock Band.
like stuff
Yeah.
that he does. Yeah,
He is good.
he's just my favorite.
My
And
favorite.
Zax is Saber.
My favorite is Caliber, because he's evil.
Which one?
Original evil Caliber, not Kento, kind of dumb Caliber.
What about Kento's dad, Caliber?
We never see.
Technically,
We
he's
never.
original evil,
We never see
as
that.
far as we know.
I forget.
We
the-
see him.
I forget the guy who is. I forget his name. The guy who's actually Caliber, who used to be Saber.
I thought you were gonna say Eternal Phoenix / Jin was gonna be your favorite.
Oh
Yeah.
shit! You know what?
I don't remember
Actually,
either.
yeah, Jin Takeyama Jin is my favorite.
What's your favorite scene that's happened that is in Saber so far?
Favorite
I can tell you
scene?
mine, but we haven't seen it yet. It's Toma running up the rainbow or whatever.
running up the rainbow bridge. Yeah, easy.
That's the best scene.
Yeah, yeah. That's
How have
the-
we not seen that yet?
I think that's in
remember-
episode 31.
It's in the 30s. Yeah, early 30s.
Is what I want to say.
Yeah.
I feel like we've seen that GIF like ages ago.
Yeah,
It was
it's,
a while
it's
ago.
weird. It's almost incomprehensible how long Saber has been running. It's been a year. It's
been a
hard
year.
to imagine that it's been a year already.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
If you had to buy any of the merchandise or gimmicks from this series, which would it be?
Oh, I think the driver is super cool.
I'm not a fan of the driver.
I think it's
I don't know
awesome.
if I'm weird.
I would hands down buy the Hansel Nuts to Gretel Wonder Ride book.
Oh,
That
yeah.
or Diago Speedy. We haven't even talked about Diago Speedy, but it's the best name. It's the best name for a bike after the hard boilder.
True.
Oh, it's so good, Diago's.
Like just one thing.
One thing.
So you don't even want the sort of sound like sword. You just want the Hansel
Don't even
and
care.
Gretel book.
If I had to pick one specific thing, I mean, sure, if they were bundled together, I'd obviously.
They're obviously not obviously I can almost guarantee if you buy the sword, you get Hansel and Gretel and Rock
And Bremen no Rock.
Brenna No Rock Band in the
Okay, well,
same
then that-
bundle.
That obviously, I'd take the bundle.
Yeah.
But if they
Um,
sold those things individually, then the book for sure.
I don't really have an answer. I don't really like the way most of the stuff looks.
I'd get just the Caliber sword.
Sure.
I think that's the coolest looking sword on the show so far.
Sure.
Maybe the Buster sword. I like the Buster
Buster's pretty
sword.
cool.
I like some of the Wonder Ride books. They have silly names, which I adore.
Peter
That's another thing
Fantasista.
Peter Fantagista.
I like that one a
Yeah,
lot.
that's a good one.
A lot of them just come on, King of Arthur.
King of Arthur is pretty good, I have to say.
I think that's one of my favorite things about the show is the classic, mistranslated.
Maybe
you know,
maybe
things
it's for copyright reasons they don't use the exact names. But King Arthur can't be copyrighted, right? Like you can say King Arthur
Probably.
in a form of media.
I'm pretty sure you can get away with saying Hansel and
Oh,
Gretel
you
without
can
adding nuts.
Probably, yeah. That's true.
You can definitely say King Arthur, dude. I've watched Fate series.
Oh yeah,
okay?
King Arthur is King Arthur is a major character in that series. You're right.
But I
And
remember
she's
when they
Saber.
and she's Saber.
Oh shit! Where's the crossover between Kamen Rider Saber and Saber from Fate Zero / Stay Night?
This show would be 10 times better if Toma was Saber from Fate.
If Toma
from
was
Fate
Arteria.
series. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, that just blew my mind.
Yeah, I don't know if that.
What the
There,
fuck?
I would get merchandise from so many other Kamen Rider series before anything from Saber.
Well, you said Diago Speedy. That was like the first.
Yeah,
thing
but
you
like-
did.
The Diago Speedy
Because it's
book?
funny.
Yeah.
But like even then, I would get all the Humagear progress keys first.
Humagear headset.
Yeah.
If they, dude,
Pretty cool.
they need to make headphones that are that.
Yeah.
I would get those.
Yeah.
If I wish we should commission Human
Razor
Gear.
sponsor Razor X Kamen Rider crossover.
Oh, dude.
If only it was better company than Razor though. I hate Razor.
Whoa! Come on now.
Yeah, let's not, dude. Fraser wants to sponsor me.
I don't like their products, but I'll use them if they sponsor us.
Fuck. I don't know what piece of merchant. I want an action figure of the King of Arthur robot.
I was actually toying around with the idea that every time we finish a series that we talk about on the podcast, we should get one piece of merchandise that goes behind Zach, just to archive that.
I do got to build that shelf still.
Like we should get a Rising Hopper
Rising Hopper
figure, and then also
Listen,
Yeah.
I'm already tearing up thinking about that. So I would actually cry if I got a Rising Hopper figure.
Rising Hopper and a 1000 Jacker.
Oh my god.
I said, come on, one piece from each series that we finish.
I mean, if I could choose, I would prefer to have a 0-1 driver, but I will take a Rising Hopper figure. Absolutely.
I mean 01 Heeden
Yeah, Heeden driver.
manufacturer intelligence driver number 01
Yeah.
driver.
Yeah, that one specifically. I mean, I'd have fun with a Saber. I don't know what their drivers are called anymore.
Seiken.
Seiken, yeah.
Seiken.
I'd have fun with a Saber one probably.
the bookshelf, yeah.
Yeah, it'd be. I mean, it comes with a little sword that you pull out. It's little. It's like this big, or something, but it's still pretty cool.
I really don't like it. I don't know what's wrong with me.
It's just, So I started thinking of it. It's a sword. It needs a sheath. So the driver is just the sheath.
You know what I don't like about it? It's the fact that every time they pull out the driver, they have to cut away because the sword's actually way bigger than the driver.
Yeah.
So it's super not satisfying.
I guess that's fair. Yeah.
I think Daishinji's sheath is pretty cool because it's like on the side.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I think it's just like he's got like a holster that he puts it in.
Yeah, it's a holster because it's a
pretty
gun.
dope.
Yeah, I like it too.
I was just gonna say
the ones that are just swords that they just put a book into is definitely weird.
I like Buster. I like how Buster just carries his on his back all the time. Yeah. I like that's just super cool to me.
There's only 3 of them that are actually like drivers.
Yeah, because they're supposed to be like the 3 main riders.
Yeah, I guess you could think of the rest of them as our tertiary
riders.
Yeah,
it's so dumb.
Kind of true.
I
don't know how we would even wrap this up. I mean, we've done a lot of we've talked a lot about things that we didn't like so much or we didn't warm up to as much in Saber, and also talked about some stuff that we like. But how would we wrap this whole thing up, this conversation?
I think we wrap it up once Google kicks us out of the meeting.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's imminent, right?
We can keep going because there's a bunch of micro things that I can talk about that I either liked or didn't like for sure.
I have a question. Do you think Toma's outfits would look better if he lost the hats and his pants weren't like 70s?
I think
baggy, not baggy, but you know what I'm talking about? How they're wide at the bottom.
I think he could keep the hats, and if his pants were just a normal size,
normal.
If they weren't ultra wide, then his outfits would be 3,000% better.
Yeah. Toma's character aesthetic outside of
his sense of style is really weird.
We didn't talk about the weird love moment between Toma and Rintaro.
I think I was talking with to you, Jesse, about this the other night. How we've had, because I brought up build, right, and how the poorly described build is a scientist and a boxer fall in love.
Yeah. And
I was like, we both agreed that was great. That was a perfect way to describe build. And for the first time, they try to it never feels like they are forcing those kinds of relationships between the main characters, because it happens all the time, right? Like Sento and Banjo, definitely. Philip and Shotaro. Eiji and Ankh. But then they try to force it in that one scene with Toma and Rintaro, and it's not even a little bit believable that they would like each other. Even as friends, I don't believe that they like each other, let alone as they're romantically interested in each other.
Weirdly, I think if that scene took place with Kento, between Kento
and Toma would make way more sense.
Way more sense.
Mm-hmm. That I would believe 100%.
Am I remembering this right? Was there a part where did Rintaro say if Toma got out of hand that he would cut him down or whatever?
Yeah.
So it was remember when we would watch the Metsubo Jinrai movie and it was Fua and Hirobi, it was a shittier version of that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, especially since Rintaro hesitated and did not.
Yeah,
didn't actually.
But last podcast, I had praised that scene because I thought it was really cool.
It felt too forced in Saber. They were having an argument and then it was funny. It was funny.
I'm mad at you because I love you.
Yeah, it was funny when Rintaro was just and that's the thing I like most about you, and that was funny. And then May's face ooh, was really funny, but then they forced it. They forced them to look at each other and have that moment. It was they didn't come to the realization. May forced the realization on them, and that felt bad, and I didn't like that at all. As
an avid Rintaro May shipper, I was really
I agree.
displeased.
That's the other thing is you have May is right there, Rintaro. Come on.
She never gave him the eclairs, dude.
He should give her his eclair.
Oh god.
Anyway, I don't see a love story between Rintaro and Toma.
No, it's not believable at
Not
all.
like Sento and Banjo, anyway.
Yeah.
Or I was gonna say, Emu and Parado, but that's kind of
Parado.
weird. That's kind of weird. It's a little weird.
But you can't have a little action with your Bugster.
Fuck. Anyway. Yeah, that was, what was the other thing I was gonna say I didn't like?
I don't know. There were so many things.
I like, so what I'm like, the more I think about it, what I like is like all of the regular Toku stuff, like the suits and the monsters and the fighting. But all of the stuff that is like specifically Saber is like not my favorite.
I think the story's not even that bad. It's just the characters are rough.
The story's just confusing. I think.
I mean, it always is.
maybe
in
it's the
Kamen
way
Rider
we-
for the most-
I can't, like, there's so much lore. I think that's the issue, is there's so much, like, mythos, like, there's so much stuff that happened in the past that I have to, like, try and remember at all times that it's overwhelming. I think
guess.
that's the thing that bothers me a little bit.
The fact that it's been like an hour that we've been ranting and we haven't once talked about like the villains outside of Caliber is also a testament to how forgettable they are.
Yeah, it's like I only just in the last watch session learned their names.
Yes, Storius.
Storius, Legio, and Zeus.
Zeus.
Yeah.
Wait, there wasn't. I feel like there was one villain that I was. Oh, Disaster is good.
Is just
Disaster is good.
But he's like at
He's
this point
gone.
he's
Like, where
disappeared.
is he?
Where'd he go?
That's what I want.
He was cool. I liked Disaster a lot as well, but he's like fucking nowhere to be seen right now,
Yeah,
and it's frustrating.
he'll come back. I'm sure.
He's the
I
next
feel
Caliber.
like we've watched 26 episodes and we're getting just now to things happening. So maybe our sentiment's going to change like when we wrap up the series and everything's over and done with and we just reflect on the whole thing like as a whole and we'll be like, you know what? All in all, this was, it was a really fun ride and, everything. But for now, I think, there's no question the fact that, our collective opinion is that the negatives are outweighing the positives for the most part.
It's unfortunate because I was every time we watch and I think about how disappointed, like how much disappoints me in the show, I remember how excited I was for Saber to start.
I remember you being excited.
I was so excited to watch Kamen Rider Saber. I think it was for Green Man Gaming. My username is Kamen Rider Saber.
Oh no!
I was so, because whatever name I wanted to take couldn't be taken or whatever.
I remember in a game you made a character and you named it Espada.
Yeah. Yeah, because I was so excited for this show, and now it's maybe that's why I'm more disappointed, or like maybe I'm not enjoying it as much as you guys are. Is
'Cause you
because
had
I
hopes.
was like super high hopes for the show. And
Oh god, I hope Revice is good.
Yeah. If
Oh, God,
Revice is bad, I'm
I'm
gonna
quitting
cry.
Kamen Rider.
I'm gonna be so despondent.
I can't.
We've,
I don't.
we've hyped it up so much in our heads.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's gotta be good. It's the rule. Every pink Kamen Rider is good. It's a rule.
I believe it.
There's only
Zio
Wanna,
Xaid
Zio is barely pink.
still counts. Zio, Xaid,
Okay.
Decade.
Decade's magenta. Is what
Decade
I hear
is
everyone say.
he's pink. Magenta is a shade of pink.
Yeah, but I think it's the thing is I don't know. I've not watched it. I think he gets mad if you call him pink or
Oh,
something.
that's fair. Anyway, that's still the case that every
He's lightish red.
yeah. Anyway, that's the rule. So Revice is pink, so he's good. He's gonna be good.
It's an anniversary color.
Yeah, exactly. It is.
It
Except
is.
for was Xaid an anniversary?
Yeah, 45th.
You're right, because that was 20. Yeah. Oh shit. Yeah. Pink is the anniversary color.
We got 5 minutes, boys.
All right, so we can call it here. Thanks for watching, everybody. Remember to if you're watching on YouTube, like the video, comment, subscribe. What are you laughing at?
I don't know. It was very sudden.
Oh, I'm trying to get out of here, dude. I'm trying to get out of here. You can watch us record these live every other Sunday on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/agiantrobot. I also play video games and stuff, so you can come hang out with us there. If you're watching right now on Twitch, head over to my/our YouTube channel, A Giant Robot TV. All of the previous episodes are up on there, so you can go watch those, catch up to 01 with us, and yeah, I hope everybody watching has a great rest of their day, and we'll catch everybody later.
Yeah. Oh, I just want to say,
Mhm.
if you're watching on YouTube, we just started using a new intro animation as of last episode. So let us know what you think about that.
True. Yeah. Let us know in the comments what you think about our new logo as well, and our
Yeah.
new intro animations.
New logo right there.
Yeah. Absolutely. Anything else you guys want to say?
That's it. Thanks everybody for
That's it.
watching.
Thanks, everybody. See you in the next one.
Peace.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.